TV everywhere has really become the ad industry's whipping boy right now. It's really become sort of chic and hip to bash TV everywhere. But the reality is very different. 2014, we started to see TV everywhere audiences start to approach and in some cases exceed broadcast audiences just in terms of size. So there's been a lot of growth in TV everywhere consumption in 2013 and 2014. Just the first 6 months of 2014 alone saw an 86% increase in the total amount of TV everywhere consumption. And year over year, we're about double in 2014 versus 2013. So there's really been a lot of growth in TV everywhere consumption overall. The criticisms generally range from accurate and fair to somewhat misguided to completely wrong in some instances. The criticism fall into three categories. The first is the user experience is lousy. It's frustrating, I can't get in, the authentication process stinks, I don't get this whole thing. And the second criticism is there's lack of awareness around TV everywhere and its value for pay TV subscribers. So either customers don't know about it or they know about it and they don't understand its value. And the third criticism is you can't measure this. You can't measure TV everywhere and you can't measure OTT devices. So Adobe and the industry, we're aware of all these challenges and we're making strides to address these issues. On the user experience front, we're working with industry trade groups and with the broadcasters and the pay TV providers to really make the user experience a lot better. We're driving adoption of things like in-home automated authentication so that when the user is at home, they don't have to provide their pay TV credentials for TV everywhere apps. And we've seen about a 20 to 25% increase in viewership when you use in-home authentication. So it really makes the login process a lot easier for viewers. And over 50% of TV everywhere consumption actually happens in the home. Which if you have kids, you can attest, kids watch Disney Junior in their house. Certainly my children do. And then on the user experience front, we're also working with groups like CTAM to drive industry standardization around the login process so that the authentication page on Watch ESPN, for example, is the same as on the NBC Sports app, is the same on the TNT app, is the same on the Comedy Central app. So you don't have this sort of disjointed experience as you go from app to authenticate. And on the pay TV or the distributor side, those apps are getting a lot better too. The Xfinity app has gone from 2 to 4 stars in the Apple App Store since migrating to Adobe Primetime. The DirecTV app is getting a lot better. The Cablevision app, which is called Optimum, is getting a lot better. The Time Warner Cable app is getting a lot better. So the distributors are really getting their act together in terms of the TV everywhere apps that they're providing for their subscribers. On the awareness front, we're also working with CTAM, that's the Cable and Telecommunications Association of Marketers, to execute campaigns that really help subscribers understand the value of TV everywhere and what it means for their package. Often subscribers think that there's an extra charge, there's some incremental cost to TV everywhere, so if they download and install an app and they log in, they're going to get dinged on their cable bill, they're suddenly going to see a $10 charge. So we're working with CTAM to really eliminate that confusion around TV everywhere and really explain that it's part of your cable package, it's part of your UVerse or Fios or satellite package. So we still have a long way to go. There still is definitely some confusion among older users in particular about TV everywhere, what it means, how do I do it, how do I authenticate, but we're really seeing the rates of authentication and overall usage as well as usage per viewer increase, and we're seeing that trend continue into 2015. The third major criticism, and this has come up a lot lately, there was a panel discussion in Los Angeles just yesterday where there's broad agreement in the industry and we agree that measurement is sorely lacking. So our Nielsen partnership, which was announced in Q4 last year, is intended specifically to address these shortcomings. So the goal is to allow broadcasters, pay TV providers, and the cable nets to have ratings, Nielsen quality ratings, available for OTT and TV everywhere consumption. The idea is that viewership data will flow into the digital content ratings powered by Adobe, and that viewer data will then be actionable within Adobe Marketing Cloud. So we're really making a lot of progress, and the partnership has really evolved in the last couple of months, and we have a strong product roadmap, and we're anticipating rollout in 2015. Adobe Primetime comprises two main areas of features and functionality. The first is digital TV solutions, and the second is monetization solutions. Digital TV really has three components. The first is TV SDK, which broadcasters, cable nets, and MVPDs use to customize and create their own players across screens. So that is a multi-screen platform. The second is entitlement, which includes the traditional authentication service, which we talked about, formerly known as Adobe Pass, as well as concurrency monitoring, so that MVPDs and programmers can really figure out how many streams are being delivered at any one time, and if they wish, to actually limit the streams. And that's a service that Dish is actually using with the new Sling TV. And the third area is around DRM. Adobe Primetime provides one of the industry's only Hollywood-approved DRMs, and we've made significant investments in that platform over the past few years. The second area for Adobe Primetime is around monetization, which has two core capabilities. The first is Adobe Primetime ad insertion, and the second is Adobe Primetime ad decisioning. Ad decisioning arose from the acquisition of Auditude in 2011. We've made significant investments in our ad decisioning platform. Ad insertion is the industry's only ad insertion technology that is available in both client and server-side configurations, and we really see different clients using both setups based on their specific business needs. In the US, we now serve over 70% of the pay TV universe between DirecTV, Time Warner Cable, and Comcast. That covers 70% of the market, so we're really doing well in the distributor space. On the programmer space, we're also doing really well. We've pursued a top-down strategy, trying to address the business needs of the largest broadcasters, cable nets, and pay TV providers. And that seems to be bearing fruit. NBC Sports, Turner, a number of other big broadcasters and cable nets are on the platform. It is global in reach. We have large customers in Brazil. Globo's on board. We have customers in the UK, Channel 5, in France, M6, big French broadcasters on the platform, and in Japan as well. Yahoo Japan is the largest satellite provider in Japan, and we're also bringing some digital pure plays in the region onto the platform as well. So the growth has been quite phenomenal and global in scope as well. So it's been exciting to see. I think that you're starting to see the wall between digital and linear starting to come down, because advertisers don't really care where the consumer is watching. They want to associate their brands and associate their campaigns with strong content, regardless of the platform. So whether the consumer is watching on an iPad or watching on a TV, doesn't really matter to the advertiser. So that wall is starting to come down. And the biggest gating factor, the thing that's been holding back more dollars from coming into digital TV, has been lack of measurement. So that's an absolutely fair criticism, and it's something that we're really addressing with the Nielsen partnership.